Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Diva Wijaya. My identification number 2110 73 10 and 15. On this video, I would like to tell you about the acquiring receptive and productive skills. So, the first one is acquiring receptive activities. The first is the labeling of reading and listening as receptive activities. Learners must actively participate in creating meaning in a second language. Input and comprehension of the meaning of the written or spoken language involves both bottom-up and top-down processing. Bottom-up processing, it requires prior knowledge of the language system. Consists of the five is first one, vocabulary. It is recognize words and understand what they mean. And the next one is the morphology. It is the recognize spoken words. And the next one is syntax. It is to recognize how words relate to one another. And the next one is a discourse, to interpret stretches of language that are longer than a single sentence. While top-down processing, it requires to allowing learners to gauge the meaning of words they have not heard before. Consists of content knowledge. It is related to the background information about the topic that is being read or learned. And the next is context context knowledge. This includes information learned from what has already been read or heard. And the next one is culture knowledge. It includes an understanding of the wider social settings. And next one is receptive activities. Consists of reading and listening. First is reading. Reading is the most important area of activity for individuals to engage in the development of second language academic competence. So, the function of reading in academic settings is first is reading to find information, and reading for general understanding, and reading to learn, and the next is reading to critique and evaluate. Developing fluency in reading requires acquiring sufficient knowledge of the new language elements, especially vocabulary, but also grammar and discourse structure. And reading ability in general is needed not only for access to printed resources such as books and journals, but may also be needed for access to computers and to internet. So, next one is listening. Listening, it is general listening. General listenings requires any that listeners get the general gist of the message. So the theory of SLA most commonly used to account for listening phenomena is information processing. One way to classify listening tasks is an continuum from reciprocal to non-reciprocal communication. And the second material is productive activities. Productive activities for language use involve essentially the same top-down and bottom-up processes as those for reception. So, writing and speaking differ from reading and listening in referring primarily to construct one's own linguistic forms rather than interpreting what others write or say. And writing, and first is writing. It's common medium knowledge in much of the world, including knowledge of the second language itself, and functions of second language writing may include composing informal letters and email if learners want or need to communicate with speakers of the language. And the next one is speaking. Speaking, there is need for speaking in virtually and in virtually all situations where second language learners participate in the second language speech community. Tourists generally need to ask information. So, as with listening, speaking tasks can be classified on continuum from reciprocal to non-reciprocal communication. From the social perspective, fluency and accuracy in speech activities may be attributed to how much attention the speaker is paying to linguistic form. Okay, I think that's all from my explanation. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.